But let's get into it. Let's talk about Squid Game season 2 because, guys, hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Unemployed Actress. I am Lobcke, I'm her is she, and she is me. And we're back, baby. Guys, welcome to a brand new year, a brand new month, a brand new location, and same old me. I'm so excited to be back. It feels like it's been a minute. Been away for the week of Christmas and of New Year, enjoying the festive in the streets. But we are back. It is award season. There are things happening, and I am ready to talk unemployed actress things. Now, when I left you all, we were anticipating Squid Game season 2. Well, it is upon us, and this girl binged it all. Not a very big binge. The episodes were a reasonable amount. Upset that there's only 7 episodes. Like, what? And that we are now basically just anticipating season 3. But let's get into it. Let's talk about Squid Game season 2 because, guys, it was fine. It was fine. Of course, it wasn't going to be as great as season 1, right? I think we all knew that it was not going to be as great as season 1. But it felt like a very long trailer for a really good third season. That's all it did for me. Other than that, it didn't do great, big, spectacular things. It just gave a little, I guess, if you will. I did some reaction videos to to each episode of Squid Game, and I'll upload those as well. But it was pretty average. It was pretty average. If we start with the first and second, maybe even the third episode of Squid Game, do you know what feel it gave me, really? And I'd spoken about this when I'd recommended a Korean film in the last episode, was Oldboy. It gave me the feeling of Oldboy. Even the way Gyun was living. He was in a hotel. I mean, he put himself there. It's not like he didn't know how he got there. He put himself there, but super isolated, super paranoid, super wanting to find out who the people are that did this to him, right? It was giving Oldboy. It truly was. I feel like it borrowed from that. I mean, there wasn't a fight scene like down a hallway, right? But there is the hallway shot, this barren hallway of this almost desolate hotel. It was very much a call to that. It was one of the first things that popped into my mind when I saw this, and I was like, oh, this is giving Oldboy. This is giving Oldboy. This is also someone chasing someone who did something awful to them and they don't know why, and they're going to stop this game. But so that was that. I think it beautifully handled the sort of PTSD that he has as well from the games, from the scars it left. He explains it really well, that he won all this money, but so many people had to die for him to win it. So it's not an achievement to him. To him, it's not something that he's proud of. Oh, I can go and I can spend this money, live my best life, go, got money, and you know it's take it out your pocket and throw it, you know it, fly, this away, that away. It's none of that. This money he won because good people who just found themselves in sticky situations had to die for him to get this money. So really, really lovely. The first episode also just ties off those questions that we'd like to know about where where what's his name, Sonyung's mother is, where the girl, where her brother is, how that's all ended up for everybody. And then it was really good. Production value was amazing. I absolutely love what they did with the sound for this season. They incorporated a lot more music, a lot more like fun backing sounds. I think they really focused on bringing the games across as childlike games as much as possible, and they used that with the music. The one game where they sort of play like 4 games in one in order to win 6 legs had such a fun pace to it. It was such like, it was very childlike, which I really enjoyed. They were cheering each other on. It felt like the sports you'd play at like school sports days, at like school athletics, right? I don't know if South Africa is the only one who has that, but in the beginning of the year, we have athletics and you're cheering your team on, you get divided into houses kind of thing. Really a lot of fun. And that's what the games felt like this time. There was a lot more teamwork, a lot more alliances that were formed, that really spoke to, it almost had a sharing aspect, right? Like now everybody was not out for number one, but they were more to the point as a group, wanting to win as a group. They were like, let's, sacrifice the weak, but let us as like a group win as much money as we possibly can, and we'll quit after the next game. That's also a heavy theme in it. We'll quit after the next game, which almost shows the addiction, if you will, that is gambling. This after the next game, after the next amount of money, and more gets sacrificed in the name of playing the next game. We also introduced to some very interesting characters, very interesting characters that kind of, they're also more lighthearted. This season is just not as serious. This season feels really fun. I mean, it's still Squid Game. It's still, people are still dying. But it does feel more fun. It does feel more light. It does feel lighter. But of course, if, like me, you were kind of hoping for the thrill that was season 1, it's not that. This is, though, what I really did like is we got to see who the guards are, basically, the pink jumpsuit people, who they are. We got to follow them. They back to their organ stealing scheme, which still doesn't make sense to me just yet. I'm assuming a lot of things will be tied off in season 3, but we got to at least follow one like masked person. We got to follow her, and also how they think, how they view this. Like, to them, this is just people. They're just dealing. Not even that this is people. That's the wrong wording. They just basically taking out the rubbish, if you will. That's what they're doing. So that was very interesting. Got to see the manager and then the game maker. The cop's brother, player 001. From the moment that I saw it was him, I knew. I love also that they used the cop and his mom to give backstory about the brother, so that when we met the brother in the game and he was talking about his wife and his daughter, we already knew this was all past. This was his motivation when he played the game. But of course, they died, so don't know how he became game maker. I think we'll figure that out again in season 3. But yeah, it was nice to give us insight into all of that before we got to play the games. So that was really cool. I will say, um, you didn't really form, I suppose, personal connections with each person. I mean, in the first one, you were there for each one of the characters they gave us to focus on, right? We felt for each one. We built a sort of, if you will, relationship with each one. Again, episode 6 just rips your heart right out of your chest and just hits it with a mallet in season 1. So we didn't have that this time. People died and we were like, yeah, okay, cool. I will say I was rooting for the mom and her son. The mom and her son, I was rooting for the entire time. So glad they're still alive. But those are ones that I really, yeah, I did root for. So, mm, mm. I will say, the cliffhanger at the end of episode 7, right? Episode 7 ends, the credits roll, and I looked and there's like 6 minutes left. I'm like, how are the credits rolling and there's 6 minutes left? And then they give us this little clip into like season 3, and that was like, what? What? So that was really good. I really anticipate what season 3 is going to do, what it's going to bring. But yeah, season 2 definitely felt like a big prelude to whatever it is we're going to get in season 3. So not disappointed by season 2, not overly enthused by season 2. Sort of just took it in, experienced it, and now I'm ready for season 3 to come and just blow my mind. It's the third and final season. We're not going to get season 4, thank God. They're not going to drag it on forever and ever. So I'm really hoping that season 3 just your mind just explodes and we're just there like, what even is life? So that was Squid Game. Guys, it is award season. We just had the Golden Globes with some really good wins. I haven't watched all the films yet, which is very disappointing to me, but I've had a lot going on and I'm going to catch up before the Oscars. Before the Oscars, I would have watched all the nominated films so that I am good and ready to give my opinion on who should be winning. Very proud, very, very insanely proud of Demi Moore. She won Best Actress in a comedy musical for The Substance. Yes, duh. We spoke about we spoke about The Substance and how incredible it was. Her speech was also really beautiful. It was very interesting. I think what I found very interesting about Demi Moore's speech, and I don't think I'd ever realized it, right? She has been in Hollywood for 30 years, 30 plus years. She's been in Hollywood. I got to know Demi Moore as G.I. Jane, and then I saw her in Ghost, and then, then she's just been there. And then, of course, then you watch The Scarlet Letter, and she's just always been there. She's been a figure in Hollywood for so long. And in her speech, she was like, this is her very first award. And I was like, what? 30 plus years in Hollywood, and this is the first time that you're winning an award? Let's talk. Her speech was really beautiful, and she went on to encourage people that are discouraged by not, achieving the highest level when they think they should have. And also, she speaks on being told that she was a popcorn actress, and then sort of not leaning into that, but accepting that that was how people saw her, and that she wasn't worthy of being in these award receiving positions, that she should just be happy she's on TV, right? She should just be happy she's in film. and that she gets a role and she's booking stuff, but she's never going to win awards. So her speech, she went on to, say that it doesn't matter what people say. Like, you can hear what they say and you can allow yourself to be measured by them, but pay it no mind. Like, get rid of the measuring stick. Just follow your dreams. Go after what you want. Become the person you want to be, the kind of actor you want to be. Don't let people tell you that rooms are unavailable to you, that you are a particular kind of actress and box you into certain things, and that's you, and you shouldn't strive for more. So it was really beautiful to listen to her speech. And then, of course, my favorites, Auntie Vi. She won the Cecil B Award. Viola Davis, she should win awards for her speeches, honestly. And the fact that she doesn't give more speeches is a crime. Besides her book, which she's written, which is absolutely gorgeous, I need her to write a motivational, book, like a poetry motivational speech book, where she just encourages you every page, because everything out of the woman's mouth is encouraging, gives you hope for next, allows you to dream bigger. She's such a force of just wisdom and I wouldn't even say striving, right? She doesn't strive. She just walks towards something and goes to go achieve it. I love her. In case you didn't know and you haven't been watching me since forever, I love Viola Davis. She is just absolutely stunning. She's stunning. She's a brilliant actress and she deserves every single award she got. You know what was funny to me though? Zendaya was also nominated for Challengers. I promise you, I thought Challengers came out in 2023. 2024 was so long that I forgot that Challengers was a 2024 movie. When I saw that and I heard it, I was like, oh my God. Challengers came out in 2024. One film that I haven't seen that I'm very excited to see is The Brutalist. Adrian Brody swept that award up and said, it's mine. And Adrian Brody as well. What a force of an actor. He is brilliant. He's brilliant. I promise you, I've seen The Pianist once. I have not watched it again. It broke my heart. He was so brilliant. Oh, he played Wojtek Spielmann. He was brilliant. It just, it doesn't pull at your heartstrings. It yanks them. It yanks your heartstrings. You'd expect that from any film about the Holocaust, right? But Adrian Brody just did the damn thing. He just did it. He went at it, full at it, and he just gave us. So I can't wait to see The Brutalist. I cannot wait to see The Brutalist because I think it is probably going to win him his second Best Actor Academy Award. Because one film that I'm very intrigued to watch that has gotten really bad reviews on the interwebs but is somehow sweeping awards is Emilia Perez. And I don't know if the bad reviews, because they're solely based on Selena Gomez's performance, that maybe, see the forest for the trees, really. I have to watch the film and experience it for everything else and not get swept up or discouraged or influenced by the bad reviews that Selena's gotten for her part in the film. So there's a lot to watch and I'm very excited about sitting down and actually getting to see them. Like I said, it's award season, so we are waiting on the SAG Awards and the Academy Awards. So very excited to see that. Shogun did a sweep again. And then the lady of the night, Fernanda Torres, for I'm Still Here, Brazilian actress, first Brazilian actress to win a Golden Globe in a leading role for motion picture drama. So very excited to see I'm Still Here. It's not out in our cinemas yet, which is really annoying. I feel like it it frustrates me to no end when I get to award season and the films are not out in South Africa yet. So I'm just here like I need to see them. I need to see them. Do I need to find a bootleg site? But then the bootleg sites don't have the best copies, so like, you know. So I'm also super interested in to see I'm Still Here and her performance, because I mean, yeah. I want to be able to also say when we get to the Oscars, yeah, she should be winning. Right now, I don't know. So I'm very excited about award season. We're gonna talk about this for the next month still, as the SAGs come, as the Brits come, as the Oscars come, because yeah, we should be chatting about award season and the films that are coming out. Acting update of the month. Guys, it's still holiday. People are still on vacation. I think the agency opens this week. So there aren't any castings or anything yet to report on. My view on this year, I will say, is so much different. I'm super excited for what is ahead. There are a lot of script ideas in my brain. There is a lot of ideas, really ideas, if you will, a lot of plans, a lot of things I'm really working on and looking into for the year ahead. So I want to say watch the space and we see what happens. These are not New Year's resolutions or anything like that. It's literally I found a corner of time to just put my ideas to paper, to just go. That idea that I had, let me flesh it out. Let me see what happens. The TV series that sort of has only ever lived in the back of my brain. Let me expand on that. Let me see if it is actually a TV series or it's just a short story, you know? So that is definitely where I'm at. But in what's happening right now, nothing is happening. It's holiday break for everybody. We return to your regular scheduled programming from next week. And then hopefully we're still in the midst of castings and everything, and then I've got things to report on. But for now, I'm just chilling in my new digs. All right, it's abstract recommendation of the week. It's time for the abstract recommendation of the week. Guys, this is actually funny because I was going back and forth about what on earth am I going to recommend this week. You know when you've seen a ton of films, and for the life of you, the film like recommend just won't come to mind. It just won't. But yeah. So I eventually settled on Dogtooth. Dogtooth is a film by Yorgos Lanthimos. If you probably know his other works, Killing of the Sacred Deer, Poor Things, The Lobster, Kinds of Kindness. Jesse Plemons was nominated for Golden Globe for Kinds of Kindness. So you already know that it is just left of center. It is just left of center, much like the rest of his films, right? Because I don't think we can get center things from Yorgos. His brain is one of those places that just is a maze-like and just wonderful while you're at it. But Dogtooth follows this family. We sort of meet them at home, and they're strange. Already they're strange. Already. Already they are odd. The kids are teenagers and they behave like children, like kids who aren't even 10 yet. It's a birthday and they say something funny. Dad says, that they can leave the house once their dog tooth has fallen out. Dog tooth in this case is their canines has fallen out. So already it's like, huh? What? So they can leave home once the canine has fallen out. If you know anything, that's not going to happen. If it was the wisdom tooth, you'd be like, all right, fair, makes sense. But the canines, that's not going anywhere. So the kids aren't going anywhere. They don't leave the house. They sort of occupy themselves and their time at home. Dad has created an environment where there is like a fear of the outside, that it's bad, that basically the end of the world is happening on the other side of their walls. So they must stay at home and in the backyard, and they can't go anywhere. Dad is the only one that leaves, brings back things. Everyone else is basically trapped at home. And it explores this exploration then of this enclosed life of these children. It explores how they deal with the environment. They are post-pubescent kids, so how they deal with how their bodies are changing, their desires, the exploration of sex and sexual attraction when it's only me and my siblings at home. So all of that sort of goes on in the four walls of this house, and you get to watch that just unfold. And then the rebellious streaks take place and how that unfolds as well. It's very interesting. I think when you look at it, you already know like no good can come from this. Not one bit of good is going to come from this environment you set up, Dad. This lie you've sort of spun, the story you've spun, this world you've created within the four walls of your home. It's not sustainable. It's not. But Dad controls the radio, the TV, everything, right? So it's yeah, it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well. But you should definitely see it. You should see it. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. Dogtooth. It is, yeah. It is definitely not mainstream. It is definitely not a easy soft watch. No, it's not that. It pokes around in your brain a bit. It gets you thinking. It gets you talking. It basically forces you to pay attention, give your attention to this, because stuff's happening. So you should definitely see Dogtooth. And then see his other films again, fully left of center. Fully. It is abstract. It is somehow disturbing just a little bit. It does make you cringe sometimes, because you're just like, what on earth am I watching? And I'm not selling this film very well, but seriously, check out his films. Check out Kinds of Kindness. Check out Poor Things, The Lobster, and Dogtooth. Go fully within. Immerse yourself in that world, and then return back to reality. It's sort of like swimming underwater for a little bit, just too long, and you come up and you're like, oh my God, what? So yes, I am expertly selling this film right now. I'm definitely making sure that you are very interested in watching it. But you should see it. It's very arty. It's very art house. But it's a good film. It's a good shout. So give it a watch. Give it a watch. See what you think, and yeah, let me know, guys. That is an easy ease into 2025. Thank you so much for coming back here, joining me for another episode of The Unemployed Actress. I promise you that this is the year that Unemployed gets a scrap through it and I just get to be the actress. But for now, we still are where we are, and it is what it is, and we're enjoying. So be sure to come back next week for another episode, another abstract recommendation, and let's see what else is up. Have a good one. Bye.